Hello and welcome to this new Herpa news video here on the channel. The release batch of Herpa Wings for the months November, December, so 11/12/2022 have been leaked, and we have all the information, and we'll go through every single aircraft model that is included in this batch, at least with the Scale 500 models. So that's of course what we focus on here on the channel. So with no further ado, let's take a closer look at what Herpa has come up with for the last release batch of 2022. First up, we have a re-release of an A380 of Qatar Airways, and I know this is something many collectors will be very excited about. The last time we got this model in this current Qatar Airways livery was back in 2015, and the model itself, of course, has since then risen quite a lot in value, so it has been quite difficult for many collectors to get a hand on. So now we get a re-release. The only thing I'm really concerned about here, other than of course the ridiculous price of 45 euros, is simply the fact that here on the sample model we don't see any additional details, no additional printer details, no set dome, nothing. And that would be a very big disappointment in my opinion. The next model is also a re-release, and that is of a Qantas A380. To be honest, I do understand the Qatar re-release. I don't really with Qantas, because we've had quite a few Qantas A380s. They're not difficult to find. So with so many other models that collectors really desperately are waiting for, I think Herpa could have saved out that slot for a more interesting aircraft model. But this, if you are interested, will also set you back 45 euros. And then Herpa continues with their release series of 767-200 aircraft. This time they will come up with one in the historic China Airlines livery. This model looks like it will hit shelves for a retail price set by Herpa at 40 euros. The next model will also save me quite a lot of money. It is retailed at 40 euros and has absolutely zero interest for me, but it is, if you are interested, a 777-9 or 777X of Boeing in their house colors. However, as Herpa has said many times, they are not going to make interactive 777X models, so that means the wingtips will not be able to fold. So zero ambition with a zero effort delivery means $0 from me for that model. Next we have an Airbus A350-1000 in a special anniversary livery of Etihad Airways. In the past that would definitely have been a model that I would have been interested in, but I think today I would just skip it, especially with the retail price of 45 euros. The next model also comes in a anniversary livery, but I think quite a few more collectors will be interested in this model. It is a 777-300ER of Qatar Airways. And funnily enough, this then only retails at 40 euros, so the pricing policy still bonkers of Herpa Wings, but quite inconsistent in this batch. The next model is then right up Herpa's alley, lazy and still expensive. An A350-900 of Lufthansa, yes, yet another one, but at least this one then comes in the Clean Tech Flyer livery. I mean, you can see there's not much to be done on this aircraft model, but still Herpa will charge you 40 euros for this piece of art. And then we find yet another special livery aircraft model, quite a few special livery aircraft models in this release batch from Herpa Wings. And what can I say about this A319 of American Airlines in the Piedmont Heritage livery? Well, I think the model makes me happy and sad at the same time. Happy because, I mean, I think it's a great model to make from Herpa Wings. It's nice to see one of these heritage liveries again from Herpa Wings. On the other hand, we have now reached a point where an Airbus A319 from Herpa Wings and Scale 500, and we all know how good, and I very loosely use the word good in this context, Herpa is at making A319s, will now set you back 35 euros. Yeah. And then after we had to wait half a decade for a few Embraers in the lot livery, now we get a follow-up model from Herpa Wings. It is a Dreamliner, the 787-9 from Lot Polish Airlines, which I think is nice in the sense we've already got the 787-8 a few years back in several iterations, and now we get the longer version. There is actually also a version with the wings in flight mode from Hogan Wings, which was made a few years back, but now we get this one from Herpa Wings. So for anyone who wants to extend their lot fleet, that could be something for you, I guess. This model will also set you back 40 euros. And then some of you might remember one of the earlier 737 MAX 9 models from Herpa Wings came in the old United Airlines livery. Now we will get an updated version with the current livery, and that for the measly price of 35 euros. And then finally, again, a model that I'm actually looking forward to. It is an Airbus A320neo of Jazeera Airways. And I look forward to it because it's the first time we get this airline featured in Scale 500 from Herpa Wings, or in general from anyone, in fact. And of course, it is actually a quite nice looking livery. So this, if you are interested, will set you back 33 euros. And then we will finally get an Embraer ERJ195-E2 in the KLM Cityhopper livery. Well done, Herpa. It's only taking you, what, a few years? But now finally we will get it. And if we have any luck, we might even get it this year. Because, I mean, we all know Herpa always has delays. And in case it really gets delayed, there is a little bit more time for you to save up the money necessary to buy this model, which Herpa will retail at 33 euros. And then last but not least, when it comes to Scale 500 releases in the 11-12 release batch from Herpa Wings, we will finally get an MRTT model, and this will be from the French Air Force. It will set you back 43 euros, that's the retail price of Herpa Wings. I mean, the sample model here, and I must admit, looks really, really good. This might even be a model for me, even though I normally don't collect military aircraft models, but I mean, this does look quite intriguing. So let's see how Herpa really does when the model finally is released. But here's something for the military collectors. Now, even though we of course here on the channel mainly focus on Scale 200 aircraft models, there were of course also quite a few other models in this release batch in other scales. I won't go through all of them, but I have two honorable mentions which I think could be quite interesting for Scale 500 collectors in the future. And the first one is this Embraer of German Airways, which will come in the Scale 200, and the Qantas Link Embraer also in Scale 200. And the reason I mention these two models or these two releases is simply the fact that it of course opens up the possibility of seeing these two models also in Scale 500 sometime in the future. So let's cross our fingers for that, because I think that could be two really nice releases as well. So once again, we are standing here and I am frankly speechless when it comes to the prices of Herpa Wings. Every single release batch, I think, surely we've reached the maximum Herpa can increase the prices, and every single release batch they surprise us once again with new price increases. And I only have one explanation for that, and that is price gouging. Because yes, there are factors, but none of them accumulate to what we are seeing here with Herpa Wings price increases. They are simply off the rails. And the only thing they will achieve with that is of course destroying their own market, because less and less people can actually afford buying these models. And let's face it, these models are not necessary. When people have to pay their bills, they will not buy these models. And frankly, there are more not very good news when it comes to Scale 500's future, but that would go out of the scope of this video, so I will tell you about that in another video in the future, so do keep your eyes out for that. But for now, let me know what you think about the prices from Herpa Wings. Are there models in this release batch that you're really interested in? Which ones will you get and which ones will you pass on? Let me know in the comments section below. With that, thank you very much for having watched this video. Of course, if you like this type of content, then don't forget to leave a like. That would be very much appreciated. And if you are new around here, you're always welcome to hit subscribe. With that, thanks so much for watching. Hope to see you soon again. I'm checking out, and bye.